Hello students, here we are once again with JPIC Digital Study. Students, in the last video we have learned about a fellow traveler part 1. Today we are going to learn the second part of the lesson. So let's see your textbook and read the lesson. It was all in vain he played with me openly and ostentatiously like a skillful matador, finishing round and infuriated bull. It was obvious that he was enjoying himself, like being caused, that it was for this that he had disturbed my repose. He wanted to little sport and was what sport like being chased by this huge lumbering windmill of a creature who tasted so good and seemed so helpless and so stupid. I began to enter into the spirit of the fellow. He was no longer a mere insect, he was developing into a personality, an intelligence that challenged the possession of this compartment with me on equal terms. I felt my heart warming towards him and the sense of superiority fading. How could I feel superior to a creature who was so manifestly my master in the only competition in which we had ever engaged? Why not be magnanimous again? Magnanimity and mercy were the noblest attributes of man. In the exercise of these high qualities, I could recover my prestige. At present, I was a ridiculous figure, a thing worth for laughter and derision. By being merciful, I could reassert the moral dignity of man and go back to my corner with honor. I withdraw the sentence of death. I said, returning to my ship, I cannot kill you, but I can reprieve you. I do it. In this lesson, the writer says that his every tries were unsuccessful. He was not able to defeat that very insect named mosquito. He was disturbing him very much. He was moving here and there like an uncontrolled bull, and the writer was trying to hit it, but always it was safe. At last, the writer thinks in himself that the creature is superior than me. Always he succeeded, I was failed. At last, he realized that he had not to kill the creature. He was a man, and a man have had the mercy, the pity towards the small creatures, towards the animals. So he decided that he did not kill this insect, and seeing this, he was feeling happy. इस पैराग्राफ में राइटर ने बताया कि वह जो छोटा सा क्रिएचर मच्छर है, जो उसका फेलो ट्रेवलर है, जो उसके साथ यात्रा कर रहा है उस डिब्बे में, उसको मारने का उसका हर प्रयास असफल जा रहा था। वह पूरे डिब्बे में ऐसे घूम रहा था जैसे कोई स्वच्छंद सांड घूमता है, और राइटर जो कि एक विशाल प्राणी था उसके सामने, वह भी उससे जीतने में असफल हो पा रहा है। जब जब राइटर प्रयास करता, वह मच्छर बच निकलता। अंत में राइटर ने हार मान ली। उसने कहा कि इस समय इस खेल में जो यह मेरे साथ खेल रहा है वह मुझसे ज़्यादा सुपीरियर है। राइटर के मन में उस मच्छर के प्रति प्रेम और दया के भाव भी उमड़ पड़े, क्योंकि मनुष्यों का स्वभाव दयावान होना चाहिए, चाहे वो छोटे जीव हों या जानवरों के अन्य जानवरों और जंतुओं के प्रति। मच्छर को न मारने के विचार से ही लेखक बहुत ही अधिक प्रसन्न हो जाता है और डिसाइड कर लेता है कि वह अब इस छोटे से प्राणी को मारेगा नहीं। I took up my paper and he came and sat on it. Foolish fellow, I said, you have delivered yourself into my hand. I have but to get this respectable weekly organ of opinion smacked on both the covers, and you are a corpse, neatly sandwiched between an article on peace trap and another on modesty of Mr. Hedges, but I shall not do it. I have reprieved you, and I will satisfy you that when this large animal says things, he means it. The writer took a paper and the mosquito sign on it at that very time. The writer thought that if I put you inside this paper, you will be a pulp. But he said that I do not disobey my words. I have decided to save you, so I can't kill you. राइटर कहता है कि जब मैंने एक पेपर उठाया तो उस पेपर पर वह आकर के बैठ जाता है और एक बार मेरे मन में विचार आया, मैंने उससे कहा कि दुष्ट प्राणी, तुमने अपने आप को तो मेरे हाथ में ही सौंप दिया है। अगर मैं अभी दोनों पेपर के बीच में तुमको दबा दूं तो अभी तुम्हारा कचूमर निकल जाएगा। लेकिन साथ ही साथ मैंने उसको निश्चिंत करते हुए कहा कि मैं, क्योंकि तुमसे श्रेष्ठ प्राणी हूँ, तुमसे बड़ा हूँ, इसलिए जो मैंने अपने शब्दों को कहा है कि मैं तुम्हें जीवन प्रदान करूंगा, मैं तुम्हें मारूंगा नहीं। क्योंकि एक बड़े मनुष्य का, एक बड़े प्राणी का यह कर्तव्य है कि वह अपने शब्दों का, अपने कहे गए वाक्यों का पालन करे। Moreover, I no longer desire to kill you. Through knowing you better, I have come to feel, shall I say, a sort of affection for you. I fancy that Saint Francis would have called you little brother. I can't go so far as that in Christian charity and civility, but I recognize a moral distance relationship. Fortune he made us fellow travelers, mutual entries founded on the fundamental fact that we are the fellow mortals. The miracle of life in ours is common and its mystery too. I suppose you don't know anything about your journey. I am not sure that I know much about mine. We are really, when you come to think of it, a good deal alike. Just apparitions that are not coming out of the night into the lighted carriage, fluttering about the lamp for a while and going out into the night again, perhaps. The writer says that we are the mortal creatures and I have a affection towards you, so I don't want to kill you. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are the fellow travelers, not only in that very compartment, but in this world too. We are the mortals. We are living our own lives. Though you know nothing about you, then I also did not know about what I am. We have to go one day in the hands of death. So, we are the same creature of the world. राइटर कहता है कि हम दुनिया में निवास करने वाले एक जैसे जीव हैं। भले ही इस समय तुम केवल रेलवे के डिब्बे में मेरे सहयात्री, लेकिन इस वर्तमान दुनिया में भी हम दोनों एक ही समान प्राणी हैं। हमारे दोनों का एक ही तरह का जीवन है। तुम एक इंसेक्ट होते हुए अपने बारे में नहीं जानते, तो मैं एक मनुष्य होते हुए भी यह नहीं जानता कि मैं क्या हूँ, मैं कौन हूँ। और इस तरह से हम दोनों एक समान हैं और जिस तरह से हम अपना जीवन व्यतीत करके एक दिन इस दुनिया से विदा हो जाएंगे, उसी तरह तुम भी इस रेल के द्वारा यात्रा करते हुए या यहाँ के बाद कहीं न कहीं उड़ते हुए किसी जलते हुए दीपक के पास अपने जीवन लीला को समाप्त करोगे। Going on, 2 nights said a voice at the window. It was a friendly porter giving me a hint that this was my station. I thanked him and said I must have been dozing, and seizing my hat and stick, I went out into the cool summer night. As I closed the door for the compartment, I saw my fellow traveler fluttering around the lamp. Going on to night, sir. Some well-known porter asked the writer that it was his station and he has to left the train here. The writer said him that he was going to sleep, he was dozing. So thanks to wake me up. The writer kept his stick, his cap and left the train, and as he was closing his door, he saw that very creature, his fellow traveler, was fluttering into the compartment against the burning lamp. राइटर कहता है कि जैसे ही मैं स्टेशन पर पहुंचा, एक चिर परिचित सी आवाज ने मुझे आवाज दिया कि श्रीमान जी, आज भी आप यात्रा कर रहे हैं। मुझे एहसास हो गया कि यह मेरा कोई जानने वाला है और मेरा उतरने वाला स्टेशन यही है। राइटर ने बताया कि इस मुझे जगाने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैंने अपनी छड़ी और अपनी टोपी ली और मैं ट्रेन से नीचे उतर आया, और जब मैं ट्रेन के डिब्बे को बंद करने जा रहा था, उसके दरवाजे को बंद करने जा रहा था, मैंने देखा कि मेरा जो वो मित्र था, वो साथी था जो मेरे साथ यात्रा कर रहा था, और छोटा सा प्राणी मच्छर अभी भी उस कंपार्टमेंट के अंदर इधर से उधर उड़ रहा था और उस जलती हुई लैंप